So what is the absolute, hands down, laziest way to make some serious money online? It's the question everyone asks, right? Well, today, we're going to skip the opinions and the hype. We are going to use cold, hard data to find the one true answer.
To do this right, we have to forget all that get-rich-quick noise and actually get kind of scientific about it. We are on a mission, you and me, to find the business model that gives us the biggest return for the absolute least amount of effort. And to do that, we need a system. And this is our system. I'm calling it the laziness scorecard. We're going to judge every single method against these 5 points. We want a learning curve that's basically a flat line, execution that's super easy, scalability that goes to the moon, almost no upfront cash needed, and of course, the lowest risk possible. The one that scored us the best wins. It's that simple. All right, let's jump into our first 2 contenders. I call these the hands-on hustles because, well, they actually need you to, use your hands and your brain a bit more. First up, an absolute classic, freelancing. This is where you take a skill you already have, maybe you're great at editing videos or writing or graphic design, and you sell that skill directly to clients who need it. It's a great way to be your own boss and work from pretty much anywhere. Okay, let's put it to the scorecard test. Right off the bat, the upfront capital is basically 0, which is a huge plus for our laziness mission. But, and this is a big but, look at the trade-off. The execution is hard. You're dealing with clients, you're dealing with revisions, and the scalability is limited. Why? Because you can't make more hours in the day. Your income is directly tied to your time. So definitely not peak laziness. Contender number 2, the good old eBay store. You know the drill. You find some products, maybe from a thrift store or a wholesaler, and you list them on eBay's massive marketplace. The best part is you don't have to build a website or go find your own customers. They're already there. So how does an eBay store score? We're seeing some improvements here. The learning curve is way shorter, just a couple of weeks, and the scalability is very high. That's great. But the execution is still medium because you're the one packing boxes, running to the post office, and handling customer service. Plus, you need about $500 to get started with inventory. We're getting warmer, but it's not truly lazy yet. So, with our first 2 contenders, it really comes down to this. You have to pick your battle. Are you selling your time, which is limited as a freelancer, or are you managing physical things and inventory as an eBay seller? Either way, it requires a pretty significant amount of direct hands-on work. Okay, now let's see how things can get a lot, and I mean a lot, lazier. This next category I'm calling the modern middleman. These are all about making money by simply connecting a buyer and a seller without ever having to create the product yourself. First up in this category is a really fascinating one, Airbnb arbitrage. Get this, you don't even buy a property. You just sign a long-term lease on an apartment, and then, with the landlord's permission, of course, you re-rent it for short-term stays on Airbnb. You just pocket the difference. Pretty clever, right? And the scorecard here perfectly shows the high-risk, high-reward nature of this game. Scalability is very high. You can just keep adding more apartments. But just look at that upfront capital. We're talking $5,000 to $15,000 for security deposits and furniture. And the risk? It's high. If you can't get that place booked, you're still on the hook for rent every single month. That is way too stressful for a truly lazy approach. Now let's look at our 4th contender, affiliate marketing. This is pure middleman magic. All you do is promote someone else's product with your own special link. When somebody clicks that link and buys something, you get a commission. That's it. You never have to see the product, you never have to ship the product, and you never have to talk to a single customer. Whoa. Okay, now just look at these scores. They're incredible. A learning curve of just 1 or 2 days, easy execution, very high scalability, and very low risk. This is a massive contender for the laziest method. You can even promote these links using free short-form videos. It's unbelievably efficient. But hold on, we've got one final contender, the one that brings in the most powerful tool for laziness ever invented by humankind, artificial intelligence. This is a total game changer. I want you to imagine an e-commerce store, but you don't design it, you don't pick the products, you don't manage any inventory, and you definitely don't ship anything. The AI does all of it for you. This is basically dropshipping on complete autopilot. Just look at these numbers. This is insane. A learning curve of 0. Execution is very easy. Scalability is literally unlimited.
The upfront capital is less than a cup of coffee at $1.99, and the risk is almost non-existent. We are, by the numbers, getting as close as you can get to the theoretical limit of pure laziness.
And this isn't some sci-fi fantasy. The source material points to the exact tools that make this happen. You have an AI like BuildYourStore.ai that literally designs and builds your Shopify store for you. Then, a service like AutoDS finds winning products, automatically adds them to your store, and when an order comes in, it ships them directly to your customer. You are completely 100% hands-off.
All right, we've broken down all 5 contenders. We've seen the good, the bad, and the lazy. It is time to put them all side by side and finally declare a winner.
And here it is, our final scorecard. You know, when you lay all the data out like this, the answer just becomes undeniable. While affiliate marketing is a fantastic, super lazy option, there is one method here that just absolutely crushes the competition in pretty much every single category we set out.
And there you have it, folks. Based on our 5-point laziness scorecard, the AI-built Shopify store is the undisputed champion. With practically no learning curve, almost zero risk, and unlimited potential to scale, it is the closest thing that exists today to a truly automated, effortless online income stream.
So we found it. We found the laziest method, according to the data. But it does bring up a much bigger question, doesn't it? While these incredible AI tools can automate the process, does truly passive, lazy money ever really exist without at least some initial setup, some strategy, and some smart thinking up front? That's something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.